Now, I have watched next to no German football at all. The first weekend it got back, I watched highlights of one game. Wasn't impressed, didn't enjoy it. But you know what? I'm probably not the target audience anyway in that sense because I'm not a great watcher of a football that doesn't involve West Ham. So I was never going to enjoy it. That being said, I'm really looking forward to West Ham coming back. All political reasons aside and everything else, I'm not sure how much I missed it, in all honesty, but I do welcome its return. Even though I know it's going to be a watered down version, even though I think there's going to be obstacles to overcome in terms of no crowd being in the stadium, and I'm not a great fan of all these tricks that they want to employ, be it pumping in crowd noise, Zoom calls, cardboard cutouts. You've seen the type of thing. I don't want to poo-poo it without having watched it, but I suspect I won't enjoy it. I suspect it's kidding and fooling no one. That being said, I accept there's no fans in there. I accept a lot of the things. With that in mind, I know it'd probably be half as good. Well, I'll take that. That may well be good enough for me. Half as good may well be enough to get my interest. I think it'd be interesting to watch the players, to see all the backstories behind it, to enjoy some goals, enjoy some play, be invested in a game that's competitive, hopefully. And when I say competitive, I do mean just the ebb and flow of sport, which is something I've missed. I was so much of sport recently, before all this silly stuff happened, had been processional. Now, there's been a lot of processional examples of sport. Paris Saint-Germain in France, for instance, Bayern Munich in Germany. Now, granted, Liverpool have been processional this season, but Liverpool haven't won the league for ages. And before Liverpool won the league, Man City won it twice. And before that, Chelsea won it, and so on and so forth. It's not just that, it's that Formula One aspect. How many times in Rose Lewis Hamilton won the Formula One title, or be it Michael Schumacher or whatever. A lot of sport can be quite processional. Basically, you tune in and you know the result before it's happened. That being said, there's also been a hell of a lot of sport which are really exciting. If you watch cricket, was absolutely fantastic. You only got to look at what Ben Stokes did last cricket season. Was absolutely exceptional. You had cricket matches going down to the very last ball of a game, and that's what I like. I want to see a football match where you don't know the outcome, and I think it's just something that I feel that I personally have missed, which is competitive sport and competitive football. And hopefully West Ham are competitive. Well, we're going to need to be competitive, otherwise we're going to go down. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to goals. I'm looking to competing. I'm looking forward to all that stuff that we've missed. Substitutions, we may even get more of them. We're going to see. That's going to be announced. I think they're announcing that tomorrow. We're going to be doing a cup of tea on the main channel tomorrow, by the way. Tonight on the main channel, we're going to be doing a channel update. Such is how we're struggling for content. But funny, talking of struggling for content, I think it reached its apex yesterday. Because yesterday, I saw reported in 3 different places the story that Jack Wilshere had retweeted. His fate, the person that made him fall in love with football, or was West Ham, was Paolo Di Canio. I'm not poo-pooing his choice, Jack's choice. It's just not a story. And everyone's struggling so much, and they're just trying to make a story out of this. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care who Jack Wilshere's favourite player is. I don't care about any of this stuff. I don't care about a lot of the historical stuff and all the rest of it. I think last night I was driving and I had a rerun of the of when Damon Hill won the Formula One world title. Everyone is scratching around historical games, and I just thought, do you know what? I've had enough. I just want to play football. Well, not play, obviously. I want to watch someone else play it. I don't want to play football. But my point is, I am ready for it to come back. There's lots of reasons maybe why it shouldn't. There's lots of things that can go wrong. Am I ready to travel up on a packed train and go and watch football? No. No. But if the people involved at the training ground are prepared to to play, if they feel it's safe, that's their decision. If they want to do it, I want to watch it. It's really as simple as that. Just on something else, actually, I know this won't be particular interest to everybody, because not everybody that watches these videos a season ticket holder. Some of you live overseas, so you don't even get over here for games anyway. It was announced a couple of days ago that they'd sorted out these season ticket refunds. But what had happened was the club had worked out on a pro rata basis. They'd credited back what people were owed from their season tickets. But what they'd done is they'd actually credited it into the club cash account, into your and mine club cash accounts. Now, what that means in layman's terms, club cash is basically like a credit note. And with that club cash, you can buy stuff at the club shop, like these fantastic. I sound like an advert, but I'm not advertising it at all. But they are very nice shirts. In fact, if next season's shirt, they can't beat it, can they? Whatever they do next season, they can't beat this. And whatever happens, next season's shirt is not going to be as good as this one. Anyway, the credit, your club cash credit, can be spent on merchandise from the shop, or it can be put towards next season's season ticket if, as, or when it happens, in terms of us going to the game. Received an awful lot of criticism. And I've heard it's received an awful lot of criticism. Quite frankly, I've been off so much social media. I'm not watching the news. I'm watching anything at the moment. I'm operating in a little bubble because I quite like it that way, really. But it's, as I understand it, it's received an awful lot of criticism. I can see what the club have done wrong, but just to put it right, what the club are going to do is they've made it clear that you have to contact the club, and then if you want, you can take that money out of club cash and they will refund it back to your bank. So you can get your money in real cash rather than club cash. I just feel it's quite a tenuous process, quite an elongated process, because I think, number one, by putting it straight into club cash, you're sort of guaranteeing that almost the lazy people, if you like, the ones that can't be bothered. You know, I can be one of those, actually. So I cannot cancel a direct debit. I might have a direct debit coming out for £7, and I stop using whatever service it is, and then I realise sort of 3 months later, I think, hold on a second, why am I still paying this? People like that, they might leave it as club cash, which keeps money in the club coffers. I also don't particularly like the way that us as fans, if we want our money, we have to be proactive. So we then have to phone the club up and say, yes, we'd like our money back in cash. Well, I guess it's not a free phone number. I don't think it is. I just think it's the ticket office phone number. So I think that's another hurdle that you have to overcome. And as you can imagine, because a lot of people are struggling for money at the moment, a lot of people are phoning up and the lines are chock-a-block. You can't get through because it's just too busy. So whilst you can get your money back, and you will get your money back if you want it, it's not been made easy. I think that's fair to say. There's two additional processes that weren't necessary. I just would have preferred the email to go out and either you reply, do you want your money back or do you want it as club cash? Or some sort of system, just an email saying, can you go and click onto your account? Can you go and click onto your Ticketmaster account? There's basically two options. Do you want the money, or do you want to keep the money towards next season ticket? I think if they'd have done that, everyone just would have one click of a button and it would have been done. That being said, I'm not going to take the money. I'm leaving my money in the club. And I listen, I'll be honest with you, I could do with it. I could do with the money, but it's a funny one. I just feel, I know that the club are absolutely skint, and I know a lot of people are saying, oh, I don't want to put this money in Sullivan's coffers. I don't think it's not going in David Sullivan's pocket. It is, I don't think it ever hits his pocket, basically. I just think this is, I know I'm going to take the next season ticket, as long as, all things being equal. I might not be able to attend every single game, but the next time the season ticket comes up, I want to be in there. If there's a ballot that only 15,000 people can go to games or something like that, I want to be in with a shout of going. I want to be in the mix. So I'm going to leave the money there. I think it's helpful for the club for the money to be there, and it saves me paying out 5-6 months down the line or wherever that may be. That being said, if it had been If it had been 6 weeks ago, I would have had to take the money out because I wouldn't have received the government grant and all the rest of it. So there you go. That's that really. Right, okay, listen, we'll be back this evening. Sorry, a bit of a rambly old video today. As I say, we're all struggling for a bit of content, quite frankly. But we're going to be back today with a channel update later on this evening on the main channel. That myself and Gia will be going through what our plan is for when football resumes, and we do have some plans and some. We're gonna try and make a feast of content. That sounds terrible. There's probably a better way of saying it than a feast of content. But, you know, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna do bigger and better than we did last season, and we're doing a cup of tea. Yeah, we're doing a cup of tea tomorrow. So tune us in for the cup of tea, and get your questions in. And I'm just rambling on now. I'll see you later on tonight.